Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 and Hates 103.9 FM in Accra. Live in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM, on Facebook live stream and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions. Go digital on Spotify and themyjoyonline.com. Coming up, desperate plea for food and other basic essentials as victims of the South floods remain out of homes for a third straight day.
And we have not received anything, not even student mattress to sleep.
They never give us anything. The only thing that they give us is the boat.
We have an update as the victims pass the second night with little sign of the waters receding.
I think some people even at the point slept outside because there were no.
They slept like just right here.
Yeah, some they sat in a chair. I mean, they come in the name of I'll buy a drink.
Meanwhile, Ghana Water Company is warning residents the flooding could worsen as it spills more water from the Weija Dam.
Depending on the inflows and how we can manage the levels in the dam, so anything can happen at any time.
Also coming up, President Akufo-Addo dismisses suggestions his government is shielding appointees from sanctions as he reveals investigations are ongoing in the case of Bosome Freho DCE, who's been cited for his alleged complicity in the fight against illegal mining.
For him, it has coincided with the death of his wife. And apparently tomorrow, the 1 week celebration. But when the 1 week celebration is over, he will have to respond. And depending on the quality of his response, we will decide what the future holds for him.
More as he announces a new legal regime where Ghanaians found complicit will spend between 15 and 20 years in jail after being fined heavily. And in business,
government vows to reclaim 2% of cocoa farms destroyed by activities of Galamsey to increase cocoa production. Details in 15 minutes.
These and more on the news at 6 with me, Fred Smith. Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. Thanks for joining us. This morning, there's a desperate plea from residents for food and other basic essentials as victims of the South floods in the Greater Accra region remain out of their homes for a third straight day. Maxwell Agbagba with a report on the second night of their displacement.
The Tetegu community military truck here helping residents move their household appliances to dry land. This is the only dry land we can see here at Tetegu. Some of the residents have started killing their livestock, preparing them, cooking them, and then sharing them amongst themselves. Some of them are also raising concern about relief items. They tell me that 72 hours after flood displaced, many of them, they are yet to receive relief items from the National Disaster Management Organization.
This is today making the third day and we have not received anything, not even student mattress to sleep. We don't have anywhere to sleep. This is how we just gather from morning till night till the next day. We are all here, but there's nothing to do. We are just begging the government to help us.
We are pleading to the government to give us food and some stuff that we can, sustain ourselves.
So at this point, you need food and then what? Mattress?
Yeah, mattress, mosquito nets, water, and other things that can sustain us. They never give us anything. The only thing that they give us is the boat that they brought early this afternoon.
Well, some of the victims, including children, are relying on family and friends for a sleeping place. Others are also sleeping in makeshift structures. Maxwell Agbagba monitored the situation through the night and joins me this morning with an update. Maxwell, the second night is over now. How are the residents coping with the accommodation issues?
Well, Fred, a lot of the hotels that we visited this dawn are booked, fully booked, with people occupying them. For those who cannot afford accommodation at the hotels, many of them went to sleep at the residences of families and friends, Fred.
For yesterday night, we had to turn down more than 20 people. But yesterday was outrageous. People coming in, running in. I think some people even at the point slept here. Yes, some slept outside because there were no.
They slept like just right here.
Yeah, some they sat in a chair. They come in the name of I'll buy a drink. Yes, they bought a drink, but realizing the time and
I had to leave my vehicle at home because it was pointless driving it out. If you drive it out, I saw some vehicles stuck in the engine.
So you couldn't go to work today?
No chance. Literally displaced. Quite expensive being at the hotel too.
So you had manager of the Brooksville Hotel, Joshua Lai, and a displaced resident, Duke Alute.
Is the water receding though?
Well, this dawn, when we checked, it has gone down a little bit. But if you go to the deeper parts of the community, very close to the ocean, we are not seeing any signs of it subsiding anytime soon.
All right, many thanks to you, Maxwell, about an update from the South municipality where many have been displaced. Meanwhile, the Ghana Water Company is warning residents to expect more water as spill gates of the Wager Dam will remain open till the water reaches acceptable levels. Stanley Mate is head of communications there.
Currently, we are spilling 4 gates at 6 feet. Okay, so there are certain times that we spill a gate, 1 gate or 2 gates at let's say 12 feet. So depending on the inflows and how we can manage the levels in the dam. Okay, so anything can happen at any time.
Head of Communications at Ghana Water Company, Stanley Mate there. Now to our campaign against illegal mining. #No to Galamsey. President Akufo-Addo has dismissed suggestions his government is shielding appointees said to be engaged in illegal mining from sanctions, insisting his office will not protect persons found complicit. Nana Yaujima has more.
At a meeting with the MMDCs in mining communities across the country, the president asked them to clear their names by enhancing their fight against the menace.
It cannot be the president at the national level is waging a war against Galamsey, and you at the local level, my representatives, are compromising that fight. That cannot work. I'm not here to threaten anybody, but I want you to know that this is a struggle that I take very seriously, and I will not be in a position to protect anybody against whom evidence is masked about their complicity in this matter. And I don't operate with rumors. When the facts are brought, you will be invited to comment on it.
Already, the district chief executive for Bosome Frehun, Yao Danso, has been summoned to clear his name in illegal mining activities in the area.
Your colleague in Bosome Frehun, there have been public accusations about his involvement. He's been summoned by the Minister for Local Government to come and answer. Unfortunately for him, it has coincided with the death of his wife. And apparently tomorrow is the 1 week celebration. So he has not been able to respond. But when the 1 week celebration is over, he will have to respond. And depending on the quality of his response, we will decide what the future holds for him.
You heard the President Akufo-Addo ending that report by Nana Yaujima from Kumasi. Now, family of Mohammed Idrisu, popularly known as Kaka, who was killed in the Jura disturbances, is alleging that government is intentionally frustrating them with the prosecution of Kaka's brother, Idi Mohammed. Idi Mohammed was named as a lead suspect by the police in the killing of the social media activist. The family says prosecutors have since April 2022 failed to show up even once in court to argue their case. Here's family spokesperson Nafiu Mohammed addressing a news conference in Accra yesterday.
Over the past 16 months, since Idi was arrested together with those who killed Kaka, the prosecutors have not stepped in court even once. Just yesterday we were at court and no prosecutor was in court.
And now Tech Thursday. Some students at the Mechanical Engineering Department of the KNUST have developed a relatively cost-effective digital instrument for measuring temperature of the surroundings and light energy from the sun. The instrument is designed to ease the daunting and expensive task of students accessing readily available digital instruments for such purpose. Love FM's Emmanuel Fred Kuuku interacted with the students and has come through with this report.
Andy Abekuse explains the motive for the instrument.
We realize that in Ghana, it's a challenge for students in tertiary and secondary institutions to have access to instruments that is able to measure parameters such as solar irradiance, temperature, humidity, and airflow.
The user-friendly and multimetric prototype instrument was developed employing a solar cell and other locally acquired components.
The DH11 senses the ambient temperature and the PV cell senses the solar irradiance. These signals are in the form of analog and they are being converted from analog to digital by the help of microcontrollers. So these digital signals now serve as the output in the form of temperature readings in degrees Celsius and irradiance readings in watts per meter squared.
One may like to know what's the difference between our instruments and the already existing ones. For our instrument, it's cost effective, it's easy to operate, it's resistant to corrosion, and it's accessible. And the accuracy of the temperature sensor is plus or minus 2 degrees. And the accuracy of the solar irradiance sensor is 20 watts per meter squared.
Emmanuel Bright Kuuku with Tech Thursday today. And that's how we end the news this morning. Our top story, desperate plea for food and other basic essentials as victims of the Gasal floods remain out of homes for a third straight day. I'm Fred Smith. Log on to manjoonline.com.